Today we're going to be looking at the Corsair K70 keyboard. Now this keyboard, as you guys can see, the main attraction to it is the fact that it's got 16.8 million colors. Now that is a lot of colors. Now the cool thing is the fact that you can get it to do all kinds of different effects. The main effect here is obviously the rainbow wave that goes through over the keyboard. You can also make it ripple and do other sorts of things like that. Now not only along with the colors, this keyboard is very beautiful. It's got an anodized aluminum body. It's got mechanical key switches. They're Cherry MX Reds. It's just an overall beautiful keyboard. Now the one thing that I definitely find very awesome about this is how easy it is to clean. We all eat at our desks and do stuff like that, and we know that our keyboards get dirty. And when it comes time to clean them, sometimes it can be a very difficult task. Now, the beautiful part about this keyboard is the fact that it doesn't have a top plate surrounding all your keys. Now, what that allows you to do is it allows you to pop off one of your keys and actually clean in and around the key itself, and also clean your actual keycaps. Now some people might think that's just, an average feature, but for me, I have a little girl at home, and let's face it, she goes on my computer all the time. Sometimes if she spills something, or I spill something, or eating a sandwich or whatever, and you need to clean your keyboard out, at least this is the easy way to do it. Now you'll notice too, when I took that keycap off, that the switches are clear. Now the reason they did that is to get more light through. On the last iteration of this keyboard, the K70, the non-RGB model, it had a black key switch. Now that didn't allow for very much light, so what they did is they went with a clear one. Now this keyboard has your multimedia keys, a nice rollover for your audio, a mute audio button, a Windows lock key so you don't pull yourself out of the game when you're getting really into those intense moments and you end up pressing the wrong key. It also has 3 different levels of brightness: 33%, 66%, and 100% brightness. Now it's also got their new logo on there. I don't know if you guys are a fan of that or not. I am. It's not as good as their old logo, let's face it, but it still looks quite pretty. It's also got quite a long paracord USB cord on there, so definitely very durable. It's got 2 USBs. If you're using USB 3.0, you only actually need one USB plug-in, as long as it's USB 3. If you're using anything under that, USB 2.0 or anything like that, you definitely need the 2 plugs. There's a lot of power that needs to go to this board in order to do all the lighting and software and all that kind of stuff. The keys have a very good feeling to them. They're a little bit rubberized. The one thing you will notice though is switching from, say, a rubber domed keyboard to this keyboard, you will notice that you don't have to press as hard to get your keys to register. This keyboard's 100% anti-ghosting. It's got 100 plus key rollover. You can actuate your key halfway and it'll actually register as a full keystroke. That becomes really helpful when you're playing games and stuff like that and you're hitting multiple keys in a short amount of time, stuff like that. It will take a little bit to get used to for typing because you don't have to do that full actuation, but it doesn't take long. The other thing, on the back of the keyboard, you have a 1, 2, 4, and 8. That's for your polling rates. I recommend leaving it at default, but that's just me. You'll also notice a BIOS switch. The BIOS switch is for any legacy computers and old BIOSes and all that kind of stuff, so your keyboard will still register and you'll still be able to use it. The only downside that I see to this keyboard is the software. I've been using the software for a couple of days now and trying to create profiles and stuff like that, and it is a pain. The software is not intuitive at all. There is an instruction manual for it, and it's about 120 pages, something like that. It's not easy just to go in and design your own stuff. You actually have to do a lot of research and try and figure it out. Now I have been able to make some differences and change, colors and stuff like that, and that part's been easy, but trying to create a profile and get it to do something really intense is very hard. Also, when you go into importing and exporting your profiles, if you import another one on top of another one, it can actually detect that you're trying to do a different profile. So it makes you have to go in and click your buttons multiple times and stuff like that in order to get that profile to change for each key. That's kind of a pain. Corsair is releasing a new type of software, and they are going to be going to an easier way to do things from what I've heard. So hopefully that's true. Definitely some cons that I would like to see improved upon are the fact that this keyboard has no USB ports on it and no audio ports. And for someone like me, I've got a lot going on my desk. I would definitely like to see some extra USB ports. To edit that out. Anyway, yeah. Another pro actually that I forgot to mention is the fact on the bottom of the keyboard you've got multiple feet on the bottom and the top. Normally it's very common just to see them on the top. You've also got keyboard feet on the bottom. And this really allows you to have kind of whatever height you really want, right? Stuff like that. So what we're going to do now is I will show you guys the software and we'll go from there. Now the toughest part about this whole keyboard is the fact of the software is not intuitive whatsoever. So if you want to go in and say change some lights or something like that, or you don't like the color or you don't like the rainbow effect, you want to do something different, I'll show you kind of how it works and we can go from there. So you're doing your lighting, you want to go to your profile. We'll create a new one here. We'll call it K70 RGB video. So we'll go into there. We'll go into lighting. Now what you can do with your lighting is you can select keys. So say we'll make all these keys red. We'll go and we'll make these keys red as well. White again, red again. We'll do these ones white. These ones red. These ones white. Now we'll make that key can be white. Key can be red. White. We'll make these media keys, they'll be red. Those ones white. Those ones red.
Han Solo screen test. Okay, Chris, whenever you're ready.
I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system.
Yes, indeed, if it's a fast ship.
Fast ship? You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
The software can really be a pain in the butt. So yeah, that's the one hindrance. You use it, and then you go to use it again, and you just forget exactly what you need to do because it's just so convoluted with stuff. You can make some really cool effects. I have seen some Knight Rider effects and stuff like that. Definitely very neat. This one looks quite cool. Oops, the Windows key. Should have had my Windows key lock on. Yeah, it's very neat. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really mean a lot. Thanks.